Hello, and thanks for joining us for our look at the winners of this year's Oscars.
Hi, I'm Annie. Hi, I'm Annie. You don't have cash? Let's go to the ATM. We would go chill out in a private room.
Yes. All of them? Yes. Tell me, why is an accomplished foreign architect shoveling coal here in Philadelphia?
The Academy Awards have taken place in Los Angeles. Anora scooped the most honours, while Conclave, The Brutalist, Wicked and Emilia Perez also took prizes. Let's cross now to our film critic, Emma Jones, who's in LA for us. Hello, Emma. Now, Anora was the big winner at the Oscars, winning 5 awards. It's described as a Cinderella story of our times. There were a record-breaking 4 prizes for Sean Baker, who directed, produced, wrote and edited the film. Tell us more about this year's best film.
Well, really, what a fairy tale ending for Sean Baker after all the effort with Anora. A truly independent film, as he said himself. It cost $6 million to make, made $41 million at the box office so far. Obviously, with 5 Oscars behind it now, I have a feeling it's going to be re-released in many places, and we'll be seeing more of this film. Now, it was quite funny, Eve, really, as the evening went on. He started off winning for Best Original Screenplay, Best Editing, thanked everybody, talked about his dog. Then by the time he was winning for Best Director and Best Picture, he was giving independent cinema a huge shout out and telling people to make sure they continued going for the cinematic collective experience. So really, as an ambassador for independent cinema, Sean Baker really has been an incredible, charismatic one at this year's Oscars.
OK, well, let's take a look at this year's best film, Anora, and hear from the director.
Yo, did you pick up milk?
Do you see milk in the fridge?
No.
Then I didn't pick up the fucking milk.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Annie. Hi, I'm Annie. You don't have cash? Let's go to the ATM. We would go chill out in a private room.
Where did we fall in love with the movies? At the movie theater. Watching a film in the theater with an audience is an experience. We can laugh together, cry together, scream and fright together, perhaps sit in devastated silence together. And in a time in which the world can feel very divided, this is more important than ever. It's a communal experience you simply don't get at home.
Well, the whirlwind drama stars relative newcomer Mikey Madison as a sex worker who falls in love with the son of a wealthy Russian. She won the Best Actress Oscar. Here she is accepting her award, where she pays tribute to sex workers.
I also just want to again recognize and honor the sex worker community. I will continue to support and be an ally. All of the incredible people, the women that I've had the privilege of meeting from that community has been one of the highlights of this entire incredible experience.
There we go, Mikey Madison, this year's Best Actress, and she held off competition from Demi Moore, didn't she, Emma?
She did indeed, and if there was one kind of shock upset at this year's ceremony, really it was Mikey Madison's win over Demi Moore, who was really the favourite all along in award season, even though Mikey Madison recently won the Best Actress BAFTA as well, which I guess was a herald really to Anora's ascendancy. And I think it's been really interesting actually here in LA, since I've been here, seeing a lot of billboards for your consideration, Anora and Mikey, and saying vote with your heart. I think that was saying that really Mikey Madison's performance really is extraordinary, and maybe some Oscar voters might have hesitated because she's so young. She's 25. This is her first major leading role in a movie. And of course you have Demi Moore in French director Coralie Fajar's fantastic film The Substance, also giving the performance of a lifetime really, and those years of added experience. But on the night it was Mikey Madison's, and I suppose a new star is born.
And Emma, Anora won the top prize at the Cannes Film Festival last year, where it premiered, the 4th Palme d'Or winner to be named Best Picture. To another film now, The Brutalist's Adrien Brody was named Best Actor for his performance as a Hungarian Jewish architect who moves to the US after World War II to build a new life. Let's take a look.
They do not want us here.
Who do you mean?
The people here, they do not want us here.
dogs get sick, they often bite the hand of those who fed them. Until someone mercifully puts them down.
I'm here once again to represent the lingering traumas and the repercussions of war and systematic oppression and of anti-Semitism and racism and of othering. And I believe that I pray for a healthier and a happier and a more inclusive world. And I believe if the past can teach us anything, it's a reminder to not let hate go unchecked.
Well, Brody, of course, already won an Oscar in 2003 when he became the youngest ever winner of Best Actor for The Pianist. More than 20 years later, he's simply remarkable in The Brutalist, isn't he, Emma?
He is absolutely remarkable, and quite a remarkable and very moving speech. And interestingly, you might not be aware of this because, of course, we can only show you certain lengths of these clips from the Oscars. But the music to show that, you know, he needed to get off stage had already begun to play when Brody reached that conclusion that he came to. And he said, no, please stop the music. I have something to say. And then he went on to deliver those very moving words. Really, really moving performance. I think that a lot of the hype this year had been between Adrien Brody and Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, where he gives a fantastic performance as a young Bob Dylan. Timothée Chalamet at the moment's 29 years old, the same age that Adrien Brody was when he won for The Pianist. Well, Adrien Brody is still the youngest ever winner, but for The Brutalist 20 years later, that performance as Laszlo Toth, he has all his pain, all his genius of the architect, really showing the immigrant experience, and probably one of the best aspects of watching The Brutalist. It is a long movie, 3.5 hours long, with that crucial interval in from Brady Corbet as well. But really, Adrien Brody's performance has, from the start, been the talking points of this film, and it also picked up 2 other Oscars as well for Best Score and for Best Cinematography.
Well, let's move on then to the much talked about French musical, Emilia Perez. At the weekend, it won 7 Césars, which is France's equivalent to the Oscars, including Best Film. For the Oscars, it led the field with a near record 30 nominations, but various controversies affected its success, didn't it, Emma?
I think that this is where we really have to talk about the Emilia Perez's campaign. I mean, it started off with a lot of complaints from Mexico because the film had been made in France rather than in Mexico, where the story is set, and then such a sensitive subject as well, talking about the disappeared, you know, in Mexico's drug and gang wars. Then there was Best Actress nominees, Carla Sofia Gascon's tweets, a storm of controversy surrounding those and her appearance or not at various award ceremonies. And I think that Oscar voters, by the time this came round to this ceremony, thought better go for something else. But Emilia Perez did still get 2 Oscars. Firstly, Jacques Audiard did share in the Best Original Song for El Mal, and there's 2 French songwriters who also shared that Oscar with him. That's Camille and Clément Ducour, and also Zoe Saldana getting the Best Supporting Actress, probably one of the most predictable prizes of the night. She's won all along in award season, and she was really emotional, and she has given a fantastic performance as Rita in that movie, a very well-deserved Oscar.
So 2 Oscars for France for Jacques Audiard's Emilia Perez. Let's hear now from Best Supporting Actress winner Zoe Saldana.
I am a proud child of immigrant parents with dreams and dignity and hardworking hands. And I am the first American of Dominican origin to accept an Academy Award, and I know I will not be the last.
So Emma, tell us about some of the other films that were recognised at this year's Oscars.
Yes, well, for Best International Feature, this is always a real favourite category of mine. Walter Salazar's I'm Still Here took the prize. I mean, that had been the Oscar that a lot of people had expected Emilia Perez to win, but it went to the Brazilian drama I'm Still Here, based on a true story about the disappearance of a Brazilian congressman in 1971, a very, very hard-hitting drama. And a fantastic central performance from Fernanda Torres, very famous Brazilian actress who was nominated in the Best Actress category, didn't get it. The social media posts I saw all over the Oscars Instagram feed tonight were all about Fernanda Torres. So much support for her, for that movie, and for I'm Still Here, which has done so incredibly well in Brazil. So they must be really rejoicing over that.
The ceremony was hosted by late-night TV host Conan O'Brien. Overall, not much mention of Donald Trump and a lot of rallying cries from winners to watch films on the big screen. What were some of this year's highlights for you, Emma?
I have to say, firstly, I think that in the Best Documentary category, No Other Land winning was a very interesting story, I think, for a journalist to look at. No Other Land is made by a Palestinian-Israeli collective of filmmakers, and it's about the occupied West Bank and the demolition of houses that is going on there. They gave a very interesting speech just calling for political unity and for a solution to be found. And also, I was very interested in the Best Animation category on a lighter note, and that's Latvian filmmaker Jins Zilbalodis taking the Oscar for a tiny film called Flow. And he beat Inside Out 2, I mean, one of the highest grossing films of last year.
We'll leave you with this year's Best Animation, Flow. Emma Jones, thank you so much for joining us from Los Angeles. It's been a pleasure to have you. And thank you for watching. There's more news coming up on France 24 after this.